What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, traders and closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Let me see if I can get TradingView up and running. I got a different setup I'm using today, so I'm actually traveling for the week. Can you guys hear me okay? Microphone is different than normal, so want to make sure we got sound. We got a yay, a yes, beautiful. Fantastic. Yep. So I really didn't see the market at all. Yes, I didn't trade anything. I did glance at it. It looked like a couple of wild swings back and forth. I know we had Jerome Powell speaking, but for the most part, I was traveling. So I got to Florida. I think I landed maybe, I don't know, 2 o'clock-ish. By the time I got to the hotel, checked in, got the rental, it was like so close to 4 p.m. Eastern. So market was about to close. But we will see. We'll see what happens. State of the Union again. I almost attempted to watch it yesterday. I think I made it as far as like he was walking down the aisle to give the speech, and I was like, I'm on vacation. I don't need to. I didn't think anything was really going to affect the markets so far in that situation. So nothing really probably new except maybe some kind of hyper rally speech. But if you guys have any tickers that you want to take a look at, we'll open up, as we always do, the Qs. We'll open up the SPY, which we got on the screen now, just to see if we can get some of the levels that we probably want to look for. So we are gapping down a little bit. And I think we just had some breaking news on Google right before I hopped in too. So I don't know. I don't know how that will end up affecting the market or Google, but I think they were just giving a presentation on their chat AI and it gave the wrong answer. It gave the wrong answer. So I think people might be upset about that one. It's not the time to do it. Short all Google everything. So pre-market right now we have 413.23 on the SPY. We have one little bit of support from, it looks like 3 days ago. So Tuesday, Wednesday. So we have Friday support from VPOC around 412.83. I would be looking for that for some kind of, see if it holds, see if it bounces. I don't know if I can short Reddit open with those kind of numbers. That's not going to give me a lot. It's going to actually give me a little bit more potential upside if we go long. That being said, let's look at the overall structure real quick of where we're at on the SPY. I had this is that gray line I drew probably months ago. It was just off a longer term VPOC. So I had these two lines. We got into, obviously we passed the first line. We hit that one. We did go a little bit above that one there. This one to the penny we hit, we pulled back. Right, so we rejected a good, value area. Okay, pull back at resistance. That makes sense. The interesting thing about yesterday, obviously we didn't have now a retested VPOC up here, so that would have to get retested if we do want to come down. This was a perfect retest into that yesterday, and my guess is probably for the foreseeable future, meaning today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see if any key numbers coming out, anything like that. This day, yesterday, is going to be huge, right? So obviously we had, and I think Jeremy was a little bit bullish, which I get. I'm still kind of bullish as well, but we'd have to now get through. So this little high wave came in for him on Monday. And he said, cool, if it goes long, I'll go long. If it goes short, I'll go short. I get that. That makes sense, right? And if that happened, that occurs, great. You're thinking bullish on day trades. Everything looks fantastic. Beautiful. But I think now that this candle did a perfect retest into that high zone, we know that we hit that little bit of a bigger rejection spot on the nose to the penny. I still have this candle from yesterday is now going to be a bigger indicator to me. I think if this candle breaks, not saying that the market's going to 0 and 200 and all that stuff, but we might at least be in for a slightly bigger pullback to somewhere under probably 400. Takes us to maybe about 395 again, and maybe something crazy happens from that point. I don't know, but this market I think has to pull back. That being said, today I made this coffee too, and it's still too hot. I don't know. It was a new type of machine that came with the place, but it looks like too watery for me. I don't know. I'll test it later. I haven't tried it yet. I was just about to, and then I got thrown off topic. But yeah. So right now, this is my day range. This is rather large. I want to see where this initial kind of 412 zone, if that one gets breached at open, then I'm definitely looking for the lower end of this, probably into that 10 EMA on the daily. If not, if it looks like we bounce, we might have some upside to here. And then if this is going to continue, we're going to have to get above that VPOC from not too long ago. We have the Fed speaking throughout the day today. Now I missed the Jerome Powell, I believe, was speaking yesterday. I missed his entire thing, so I didn't even care to look to see what he spoke about. But it did look like a straight up, straight down, straight back up kind of day. So at least for day trading purpose, the trend the market looked like it was trending pretty well. Powell is always well, I don't know if it's Powell talking today, but probably all the other Fed people, just to throw some more chaos into the markets. Qs look exactly the same, so nothing crazy with the Qs. I would say pretty much roughly the same analysis for the SPY. Looks exactly identical to the Qs. Qs are a little bit, the only thing really different with the Qs, it might be a tad stronger than the SPY. So SPY into that last previous VPOC, we were down a little bit lower. Qs are kind of mid-range, probably not excited to take something out of the gate either way. Except if the Qs run up, I'll be looking too short at that last previous VPOC. If it runs down, that would be a long opportunity, but we'll see what comes in. Alex says Microsoft and Google. He was pretty funny. Must be watching you. Jerome Powell came out with stand-up. It's a new side of Jerome Powell. We definitely didn't put that on the bingo card. Jerome Powell does stand up 2023. This is an interesting gap on Microsoft. We're at one little bit of potential pivot. Kind of looks like we're slightly above it. This is a clear retest gap, though. Not sure why it's gapping, but it is heavily gapping. That's 267.56 we closed at. We're opening up at 273. I would think after all these moves, this is probably a fadeable gap. How high is this on my list? For right now, it's still very early in the morning, so we'll throw this up there as so far favorite gap, but only just by due to default. So we'll see. Yeah, there was some kind of conference going on between. Obviously, Google was presenting something. I don't even know where the conference is, but that's where they were trying to ask Chat. I don't know if they have Chat GPT. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me look at my other screen real quick. What time did this stock start to move? This actually, now I'm thinking about it, Microsoft has $10 billion invested into Chat GPT. Let's see, was this all pre-market? We ran up a little bit, and then we kind of fading, and then we did have one little spike. I'm wondering if that was a little sympathy play from Google asking intelligent software questions and not getting correct answers. Let's see what Google's doing now. GOOGL. Amazon's taking off. Ooh, we're gonna get some bullishness today. We'll see. We got Google. So obviously Google's gapping down. I think Microsoft's moving. I don't know again what the news is. Microsoft also might be presenting, but if Google just came out with a product, Google actually looks. This is going to be a tough short, honestly, because we have the 10 right there. However, Google has a lot of room to run, right? So if that really, this is an arbitrary number. This is just a 10 EMA for me. Otherwise, I could look at about $99.68 if it really gets going. I would like to wait to buy to short higher though. Get me away from that 10. Have some kind of spectacular move into 103.11, or we'll see what happens around the 104.66. But those two spots would be the spots I would prefer to short, if anything. Otherwise, we might have the 10 EMA trying to save this thing up. They're releasing their chatbot. Yeah, they're releasing their chatbot, but it didn't work. That's almost like the Cybertruck when Elon Musk threw a rock through the window that wasn't supposed to go through the window. The main thing I caught from his speech was the market already organically built in rate increases. Man, just way to blame the way to throw the way to throw that responsibility away. We got Under Armour. We're just kind of in that inside day right now. So we had a good looking high wave. From a pure technical basis, I mean, if you're going to come down to retest somewhere, that's this VPOC right here. That's a great looking retest. The bulls did come in strong, just a high wave, and it looks like we're kind of just opening inside for right now. So I don't have any real edge. The only thing I would say is potentially bearish, just because you're still under a couple of VPOCs, but it's very easy to get just absolutely tortured in this one. So we got 1063 would be the next kind of bounce spot, and just bounces around until it breaks. So the real play of this one would be take the break, either the high of the day, 1097, or short anywhere below 1052 would be the best shot in that. Otherwise, it's kind of just hanging out for now. Could get a little wonky. AMZN. We got Amazon. It's gonna be fighting this 10 EMA here. Nice little hammer, good little save. Came in from the market. Somewhere about 102.48-ish. We're right into that one. I'd look for continuation. Obviously, there's some type of good, decent volume too, but there's some type of bulls that we're buying this thing up. It is a green candle, but if we can get above the 10 EMA, at least now we'll have that as some kind of support. And we are actually, yeah, I would probably be leaning more bullish than bearish on this one. So here's our last two VPOCs, right? And we're getting a nice open above it, plus a couple of the other ones. So this looks decent at one little spot, 102. I'm gonna call it 102.48. But if we get a break above that, there's really nothing in the way on Amazon, just in terms of levels, up until maybe about 107.48 again. So that gives us about $5. This will go fairly high on the list too. It's not the most amazing gap, but I could see a good continuation, and I kind of like where we're opening on it. So that would be a good, maybe look for some kind of continuation. It is also, by the way, this should be a retest gap. So maybe the first, it might even be a 1 minute candle might come in, but I'd be looking for some kind of pullback. Like one red candle come down, a small amount. I don't expect a huge retest on it. All right. Let's see where that mouse go. There we go. 2 days later, Tesla went all-time highs. I must have missed a comment prior to that. Otherwise, I'm just lost. I know you're responding to something I said, but or somebody else said. I just can't remember, Rock. Just can't remember. All right, Manchester United. Oh, it's pretty insane gap. Definitely a gap and go. The only thing with this is all-time highs, so maybe we get some people wanting to take some kind of profit on this thing. Otherwise, don't fight the trend. It's been bullish. It's also very memey stock right now. The coffee's about a 2 out of 10. About a 2 out of 10. All right. Disney. I don't know the volume on Man U in terms of day trading. I've never day traded before. So personally, I like to back trade it first and just see how it flows. Otherwise, if you are going with Man U, I would just be cautious. All right. You don't have to be cautious. I'd be leaning bullish, but wait for some kind of pullback. All right, we got the Disney in the house. Disney small. This should be so. We didn't clear the previous VPOC. I would wholeheartedly expect some kind of pullback, at least retests 111.57. So if you do want to try some kind of continuation on this one, I'd have to let this thing fade first. A bigger pullback would give us at some point, I think 109.71. I don't think that's today though. So I would expect bullish seems to be the direction for most things. Let's continue with the bullish thought process, but if it's a retest gap, especially after we've had these kind of runs, I'm not afraid of missing a breakout. I'd rather just wait for those pullbacks, but it is gapping up. If it was a little bit higher, it would excite me more just to try to get in quicker, but that'd be like somewhere around 112.95 ish. And then 113.27. Take my money. I don't even care. I don't even care. DT, is that a ticker? Dynatrace. That looks interesting. Where's that volume candle? This big old spike. So that's not fun. So we still have all those people in there that are possibly making money. This is still decent. I mean, we had good volume there, good volume here. We're breaking into that. This looks to me like a very strong candle to close yesterday. So 0 wick on the top of that thing. Looks like it was about to break out, and now you're kind of coming back down, trapping some people. We have a gap that it looks like it's open. That would take us all the way. I don't think this is a trade that we get today. We fill that gap. Plus, we do have that 10. The only thing that would make this one slightly better is if this higher volume candle was broken. So could this be this could be a retest spot 44.61, or we come down to this VPOC, which would make a lot of sense 43.39. But it does look like we are trapping some people. It is still a very nice gap that it had not too long ago. There should be a gap and go. You should expect a fade on this thing. I'm going to actually keep this one decent on my list just to see. I don't know if I'm going to play it because it is still off that really nice previous gap. There is volume right above us, but we're going to throw this one kind of. It's a very interesting pattern. In worst case, I like to see how this one plays out because it's almost like a decent trap for everybody. Good old decent trap. We'll go higher. All right, we'll move this around then a little bit more. All right, cool. Let's see what else we got. I got a bull put spread on Amazon yesterday. All right. Amazon looks decent. Yeah, that like I said, Amazon. And how I'm going to look to play Amazon today is I'm going to look for that continuation. It came in good hammer, decent spot, good location. What I would like to see is one little pullback on Amazon, and let me see if I can get let's see this champion over here. I'll just make sure I get this one because I'm gonna have to be quick with this. That's the only problem. I think I'm not expecting a huge pullback. If the market wants to do what I tell it, it's going to be a smaller pullback, and we'll have the chance to take a breakout. J Payne, make it rain. Oh, we got Shane in the house. Good morning, Shane. After the rock through the window. Oh, got you. Yep. That's because bad news is good news. And then you also include Elon in anything. All right. Chipotle. Chipotle is a good little gap down. Interesting enough, they missed on earnings. It's kind of a rare miss for Chipotle. This is an interesting gap too. Yeah, really nice gap down. Probably my initial target would be somewhere around the 1630 zone, 1630.54. This is a pure gap and go. This almost looks almost island reversal. So close. This technically it's not, but very, very close to island reversal. Obviously good volume. That probably came mostly toward the end of the close. This might be an interesting swing as well. This is going to probably be spready, right? And if you're doing funded accounts, I can only imagine the spread is insane. But this, I think, will be a little bit to the spready side of things. We're at some kind of probable level of support that could be about, again, 16, 30, 50. If I can get a bounce, it'd be great. Give me some kind of level to short, something like that. But otherwise, yeah, I do think this one has a decent chance for further continuation to the downside. That does, I mean, that's a very rare miss from them. Jay says Disney reports tonight. That's why, by the way, that's why I'm in Disney right now. That's why I flew down here. I got to be on that call tonight. So I own one share of Disney, so I got to make sure that I had to be in the boardroom. It's important. It's important. Get out your vote. This is quite the gap down on CPRI. That's a massive gap. This gap's a little bit too big for me to play, I think. I would actually look for a fade opportunity to go long just because we're sitting at some kind of decent support. If I was to play this one, I can't short this one here. It's too massive. I can only play a fade, and you're breaking down just a lot of stuff smack in the middle. But good luck if you play it. I'm not opposed to maybe if it gives me something out of the open where I could play a fade. I would need probably about 15 minutes for that thing to just settle down, though. All right. Enphase, decent gap up. This one should be a retest gap. We do have support a little bit. We're at some kind of resistance now. Probably the last line of defense is 252.13 for Enphase. Again, kind of looks decent, but I would expect probably. Let's see if we can get one or two candles out of the gate, and then that would be to try to attempt to break down on that one. All right, let me see how much time we got left. We got 5 minutes. ATR is average range is under 2, but I like the movement. Not sure what that one is for. Oh, DT's an offering. Okay. Shane, what's up, buddy? We got JCP King. So help me understand. Google's Bard gave not 100% correct answer, and folks are dumping. Have they seen some? Yeah, I agree. Everything AI. I mean, you could ask the chat GPT, but this is their presentation, so it just. Also, I would say that the market is irrational, right? You're like, okay, here's our product, and then gives you a bad answer. it might be a perfect opportunity to look at Google and go, is this a really decent sell-off because of a valid reason? Is anybody in it 6 months from now going to care that their chat GBT version gave a wrong answer? Probably not. Probably not. Their portions are smaller. Rock says the portions are smaller and prices are higher. I stopped going. Oh, to Chipotle. 36 bull days in a row. Google fell out of bed. Dash. All right, let's take a look at Dash. DASH. DoorDash. Should be a retest gap. We're opening into a little bit of resistance from before. Your stop, if you're gonna try to go short on this thing, I'd probably be have a stop above 6406, somewhere above there. That would give you your best opportunity. That is a spot that hasn't really been retested. This, I would love, if I was to short DoorDash, I'd be looking for, and again, you're just playing the fade. That's it. After that fade, after you come into targets of about $60.15, if you get there, fantastic. But it is a bullish gap, and again, you just be playing the fade on the open, which is not bad. There's still some money to be made. But in an ideal world, I'd wait for a green candle at open, 3-minute candle, see if we can take a break under it, and then be quick with stops. I've got a buy order sitting at 102 on Google. Time to play. Will win get filled. 102. Yeah, you should. You're only 2 pennies away. And if you got the pre-market on, you probably got filled pre-market too. I need my 75 filled around 100. Get hurt long term. Looking to add all time. Trip is that TripAdvisor. How much time we got left? We still got a couple minutes. TripAdvisor. This coffee, by the way, is horrible. I gave it a 2 out of 10. I've changed that opinion. This I would expect a decent fade from as well. Let's add this to the list real quick. Again, it's probably only got $2 to the downside, but let's give it a whirl. We'll go Mighty Stallion. Yeah, hotel coffee. Yep. We got up. We were up early. We walked around. We got she got like a cappuccino from the coffee place, and at the time I was holding a bottle of water, so I was like, nah, you know what? I'm good. I don't want my hands filled. It's a whole thing. All right. Unfortunately, everybody out in YouTube land, I do appreciate you guys joining us each and every day. Appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Market's kind of all over the place just a little bit, so just keep that in mind. But be safe. Wait for your setups. I'm going to try to be patient today, as patient as possible. Otherwise, like I say, you guys are incredible, and we can catch you guys later. As soon as I figure out how to actually, there we go. Man, I'm down to the 2-screen setup. All right, you guys.